Welcome back to another episode of Inside Access Control sponsored by SIA. Very excited today to have Tony Diodato join me with Cypress Integration Solutions. Tony, thanks for taking the time to do this.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Of course. So why don't you, before we jump into the recent news that came out around OSDP and you all participating, why don't you give a little background of yourself and the company and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, yeah, we started the company, myself and one other engineer, back in 1983, and immediately fell into providing solutions for the security industry. Everything from large fire systems, access control systems, down to small converter products that help an installer with their everyday challenges. And as it turned out, in the past, I'd say 20 years, the smaller widget business, as we call it, really has taken over, and we've provided a lot of solutions for that. But we're a very engineering intensive company in that we provide a lot of quick turn solutions, quick turn engineering, and we're pretty proud of that.
Very nice. And yourself, how long you've been in the industry, and sort of, do you mind giving just a quick on your background? That'd be great.
Yeah, I just fell into security pretty much, right out of school, and immediately found it very fascinating, a very interesting aspect of electronics and data communications as it was back in the early 80s and late 70s. So yeah, I've been in it ever since then.
Very nice. And so if we were to go to the sort of recent news around the OSDP certifications, can you give a little bit of insight, what your participation is, also, why you did it and the importance of it? I think people would be interested in that.
Yeah, this has been really an excellent development that's come along. I've been waiting a very long time to be able to talk about this in the past tense, as in we have it done, and not, oh, we're going to do it. But yeah, to actually, just to back up for a second, Cypress, as I mentioned, being in the sort of widget business, I first heard the word weekend, back in the early 80s, and found it to be very flexible, very, it was ubiquitous. People were adopting it like crazy in the access control industry, and not really thinking about any possible vulnerabilities or incompatibilities. Fast forwarding maybe about 10 years, we found ourselves sort of mired in all the incompatibilities and vulnerabilities and providing solutions for them. So now that OSDP really was meant to replace Wiegand and standardize a way of communicating between an access control panel and its readers. And we've accomplished that. And now to actually say, if a customer or an integrator wanted to know, hey, is this reader compatible with this panel? We actually have an independent validation that yes, it is. So this is a first. And in the 30 years that I've been involved in that aspect of security, this is just phenomenal.
Let me ask you, as someone who, you said you've been in the industry for a while, in the widget side, but then participating in this, it's an industry that has seemed to be slow to adopt standards. And as we go mainstream as an industry, it's going to become even more important that we do, right? So if you could speak to a little bit about what are your thoughts on standards and the importance of them, and really, why, obviously, clearly you believe they're a thing you should do. So why is that?
Yeah, and I'll be the first to admit I'm as guilty as every other engineer in the business, in that you want to do things your own way. And you look at a spec and you're like, gosh, that's so bloated, or there's so many things about that protocol or that procedure that really don't fit what I'm trying to do. I'll just do my own. I'll just roll my own. And you figure, that's great if it's a one-off, but if you're trying intentionally to be compatible, interoperable with other people's equipment, and to also be able to have a third party independently validate that, well, hey, you truly did implement it correctly, it's impossible to do without a standard. And I'll be the first to admit, this is really my first experience being heavily involved in the standards process. So I've, although being an engineer for almost, for most of my life, it's really the first time I've gotten to be on the inside and watch the spec sort of evolve, getting all of this great input from all the collaborators, all the other vendors, people I've admired, colleagues, and all pretty much getting together and saying, yeah, it's time to really resolve this, and something we can all agree on and something we can all use. And you know, just what a fantastic experience, all being done under the SIA umbrella, the Security Industry Association's guidance. Joe Gittens, sort of my mentor as far as the standards go, and he really guided the group extremely well.
Yeah, I agree, and they've done a nice job, and I think Sal D'Agostino told me that these things are not intended to be perfect, and it's hard for them to be so, but it's got to be good and pointed in a direction in order for people to really start to build off of it. So I'm thrilled to see that you all are participating, and hopefully more people will. A question on your core business now that you've done that. The typical customer of yours is who? Is it the dealers, the OEM packs companies? Who do you typically work with?
Yes, actually, all of those, all three of those, the dealer, the integrator, and the vendors. We do a lot of OEM development for other companies, help them to overcome certain challenges, and maybe our off-the-shelf solution fits their needs right away, or we'll custom engineer one just for them. And then, of course, the integrators, we're always getting that call, usually after the fact. Hey, I got myself in a jam. Do you have anything that can bail me out? Well, obviously, we're trying to get more on the front end of that to provide them guidance before they get into those situations where the standard method or the standard practice doesn't fit this particular installation, whether it be because of distance or interoperability. So we typically will get involved with customers one-on-one for those kinds of solutions.
Wonderful. And so now, what type of things are you looking for? Are you looking for more dealers, more? I mean, everyone wants more customers, so you can't use that one. But outside of that, what if people are watching this? What are some things that you could use or you're looking for?
Well, I'm not sure. I may not answer this question quite the way you meant it, but what we're looking for is more assistants, more employees actually that have the skill set that we're looking for. Engineers that have more of a hands-on tinkerer kind of approach to things, as well as embedded system designers and programmers especially. So we've been kind of the reason for the robot in the background is sort of a reminder that we are heavily involved in mentoring a lot of local robotics teams. Matter of fact, as I look around our employees, I think 90% of them came through robotics, high school robotics programs. And then we've hired them back after either college or sometimes right out of high school. And we've sort of grown our own labor force that way. So if you're asking me what I'm looking for, it's more of that, more interaction.
No, that is exactly the type of thing. Yeah. So no, that's perfect. So thank you.
Great.
If people want to find out more information, where's the best place for them to go?
Well, I hate to use the knee-jerk, go visit our website, and then you get there and you can't find what you're looking for. But yeah, we've taken a lot of pain and time to try to make that website experience. Just get there, get what you're looking for, and no clowns and balloons, no parades. Just, hey, here's the information you need. Our website is cypressintegration.com, and most of the information that you would be looking from a sales point of view is obviously forward, but we do have a section specifically for OSDP questions, answers, solutions, something a little more informative and useful for educational purposes.
Wonderful. Well, Tony, thank you very much for taking the time, sharing your story, the OSDP side, and then also I'm thrilled to hear that you're looking for people too, because especially nowadays, I mean, there's a lot of people looking for opportunities. So appreciate you sharing that, and I look forward to having an opportunity to talk again.
Well, let's hope we can do so in person at a upcoming trade show. But
yeah, absolutely.
thanks again for having me on.
I'm 100% with you on that. So thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.